Welcome back. It's 4:45 on your Monday morning. Some of you are waking up with a taste of that Arctic air. Others still waiting on it. But everyone, by tonight, it is going to be very, very cold and windy and maybe a potential for ice for a few of you. Let's start with this morning. It's 30 degrees in Macomb. It's 55 in New Orleans, but it's 37 in Hammond. So North Shore, it is colder this morning. South Shore, not as cold. And when you look at the big picture here, we've got a big snow problem to our north. If you're traveling up 55 north of Jackson to Memphis, that has been, that's going to be a very, very slick travel right there. We've also got some patchy freezing drizzle just north of Lafayette and Alexandria. So this is where the coldest of the area is. And for the most part, it's going to stay right on our doorstep for most of the daytime hours today. So we are still going to climb into the 50s this afternoon. Notice by lunchtime, we're in the 50s. We've even got a little bit of rain around. So if you still got to do some last minute preps, it's not going to be nearly as pretty as yesterday, but it all should still be manageable. But look at this blue line. That's the freezing line and the Arctic air. That's going to start to move into the area this evening, and that's when we could see a changeover from rain and green to light freezing rain, maybe even a little sleet mixing in towards this evening, and that would be north of the lake. So here we are at 9 o'clock. That freezing line starts to move in, and notice we start to see some patchy, very light freezing drizzle into the overnight hours. Now here on the South Shore, it looks like for the most part we stay above freezing as long as the rain is around, so we'll more than likely not see any icing here on the South Shore, but our North Shore areas and back northwest of here is where we could see some patchy freezing drizzle later tonight. But I tell you what, tomorrow morning we wake up and it is cold, it is windy. We're in the 20s and 30s across the entire region. Now with that patchy freezing drizzle in the forecast tonight, mainly north of I-12 and back to like Baton Rouge and up to Macomb, it's going to be very patchy and it's probably going to be extremely light. What does that mean? Well, it means we're probably not going to have any power outage problems. That's great news. It's probably not going to coat every surface on the road, but anything that's elevated, it's easier for things to freeze. And so you don't really need much freezing drizzle to get slick spots on bridges and overpasses. We're certainly going to be keeping an eye on that for you. And before you walk out the door late tonight or early tomorrow morning, make sure you check in. We'll be keeping an eye on the roads. One thing's for sure though, it is going to get cold and windy by tomorrow morning. Wind chills, single digits the further north you get, 20s and teens here on the South Shore. And that's not even the coldest. Wednesday morning, the actual air temperature, and this is our pipe bursting potential, will come for really everyone. So we're talking teens all across the North Shore Wednesday morning, and then here on the South Shore, I am forecasting a hard freeze across a big part of the metro, mid to low 20s, whether you're on the west or east bank. So Tuesday night into Wednesday is the hard freeze potential here in the city, and then you can see even some teens stretching down into Lafourche and Terrebonne. Only place that doesn't have a hard freeze is right near the coast, Grand Isle, Port Fourchon, and down into Plaquemines Parish. So get ready for it. You do have today to get things prepped. You need to wrap some trees or palms. You need to get plants taken in. You need to wrap some pipes. You'll be able to do it today. You just may be dodging a few showers. Tonight we'll watch for some light freezing drizzle, mainly north of the lake, and then tomorrow it stays cold and windy. We stay in the 30s tomorrow. Wednesday morning is our coldest here, but we get up to 45 with some sunshine Wednesday, so that should help us out if you do have frozen pipes. And then we're in the 60s on Thursday, Brandon, but then we got another round of very cold air coming for the upcoming weekend.